been believing this myth your whole life, that the T-Rex was the biggest predator of its time. But what if I told you the real king wasn't on land, but lurking in the deep, dark ocean? Let's dive in and uncover the true giants of the prehistoric world. Imagine an ocean teeming with life, but not the kind you'd see on a snorkeling trip. We're talking about a time when the seas were ruled by creatures that would make a great white shark look like a guppy. This was a world of colossal predators, a real-life monster movie happening every single day. Our first stop is the Triassic period, over 200 million years ago. Want a crazy fact in 5 seconds? The oceans were home to reptiles, not fish, that were the top predators. Meet the Shonisaurus, a type of ichthyosaur. This wasn't your average dolphin-like swimmer. Picture a creature the size of a modern sperm whale, but with a long, toothy snout. It could grow up to 70 feet long. For a long time, scientists thought they were gentle filter feeders. But new evidence suggests they were active hunters, using their size and power to chase down large prey. They were the undisputed kings of their time, a true testament to how quickly life bounced back and grew to enormous sizes after a massive extinction event. They were the first truly giant vertebrates to rule the seas. Now let's fast forward to the Jurassic period. You know, the one with all the famous dinosaurs. But forget the land for a moment. This sounds fake, but it's 100% real. The Jurassic Ocean was arguably even more terrifying. This is the era of the pliosaurs, and specifically, the legendary Liopleurodon. Remember that show Walking With Dinosaurs? It made Liopleurodon famous, maybe a little too famous. They depicted it as being over 80 feet long, a true sea monster. The reality is a bit more modest, probably closer to 20 or 25 feet. But don't let that fool you. This thing was a powerhouse. It had a massive skull, nearly a quarter of its body length, filled with dagger-like teeth. It was an ambush predator, a hyper-carnivore built for pure destruction. Think of a saltwater crocodile, but supersized and living in the open ocean. Its powerful flippers allowed for incredible bursts of speed to surprise its prey. Liopleurodon wasn't the biggest, but it was one of the fiercest, a perfect killing machine of the Jurassic seas. But the Jurassic had another contender for the crown. Here's a myth that fooled millions, that all giant sea reptiles were short and stocky. Let me introduce you to the Elasmosaurus. This creature belongs to the plesiosaur group, and its most famous feature is its ridiculously long neck. Seriously, its neck had over 70 vertebrae, more than any other animal in history. It made up more than half of its total 45-foot body length. For years, people couldn't figure out how it swam or hunted. Some thought it coiled its neck like a snake. The truth is, probably less dramatic. It likely used its long neck to sneak up on schools of fish from below, its body hidden in the murky depths. Its head could dart out and snatch a meal before the fish even knew what was happening. It was a bizarre but incredibly successful design, allowing it to thrive for millions of years. Now we enter the Cretaceous period, the final act for the dinosaurs, and the ocean predators went out with a bang. This is where we meet the undisputed champion, the real-life sea monster that has captured our imaginations for decades. Here's a fact your teachers never told you. The Mosasaurus was not a dinosaur. It was actually a giant marine lizard, closely related to modern monitor lizards and snakes. And when I say giant, I mean it. Mosasaurus could reach lengths of up to 60 feet, making it one of the largest marine predators of all time. It had a second set of teeth on the roof of its mouth, called pterygoid teeth, which helped it grip struggling prey and pull it down its throat. It ate everything: large fish, sharks, ammonites, and even other marine reptiles. It was the apex predator of the late Cretaceous, a true terror of the deep. Its reign marked the peak of marine reptile dominance, a final spectacular flourish before the asteroid changed everything. This one fact breaks everything you know. The most famous prehistoric sea monster of all was not a reptile at all. Let's journey forward in time, long after the dinosaurs and mosasaurs vanished. We enter the Cenozoic era, the age of mammals. The oceans were once again a stage for a new giant to evolve. Meet the Basilosaurus. Despite its name, which means king lizard, it was actually an early whale. But this was no gentle giant. It had a long, serpentine body, reaching up to 60 feet, and a mouth full of differentiated teeth, sharp incisors at the front and shearing molars at the back. It was a fearsome predator, hunting sharks and other large marine mammals. Basilosaurus represents a crucial step in whale evolution, a time when they were still finding their place as the new rulers of the ocean. It was a bizarre, almost eel-like whale, a strange experiment of evolution that ultimately proved successful. But even Bacillosaurus would be dwarfed by our next contender. This story sounds like a horror movie, but it happened. Imagine a creature with the huge body of a sperm whale but hunts like a killer whale on steroids. How wild is that? Meet Livyatan melvilli, named after the biblical sea monster and Herman Melville, author of Moby Dick. This prehistoric whale lived around 10 million years ago. It had the largest teeth of any known animal, ever. We're talking teeth up to 14 inches long. It coexisted with another giant, the Megalodon shark, and they were likely direct competitors, preying on the same large baleen whales. An encounter between these two titans would have been a battle of epic proportions, a clash of the two most powerful predators the ocean has ever known. Livyatan was a true hyperpredator, a whale that hunted other whales. And finally, we arrive at the legend itself. The one you've all been waiting for, the Megalodon. For nearly 20 million years, this colossal shark patrolled the oceans. Stop scrolling. You need to hear this. We're talking about a shark that could reach lengths of 60, maybe even 70 feet and weigh over 50 tons. Its bite force was the most powerful of any animal, capable of crushing a small boat. Its teeth were the size of a human hand. Megalodon was a true apex predator, feeding on whales, seals, and giant sea turtles. It was perfectly adapted for its role as the ocean's ultimate hunter. So what happened to it? Why did this incredibly successful predator disappear? The cooling of the planet and the subsequent drop in sea levels likely disrupted its food chain. As the large whales it preyed upon either went extinct or moved to colder polar waters where the Megalodon couldn't follow, the giant shark slowly starved into extinction. It was a gradual decline, a slow-motion end for the largest carnivorous fish of all time. From the whale-sized ichthyosaurs to the serpentine mosasaurs, and from the hyper-predatory whales to the legendary Megalodon, the prehistoric oceans were a realm of giants. Each one was a masterpiece of evolution, perfectly adapted to rule its underwater kingdom. They show us that for as long as there have been oceans, there have been titans lurking in their depths. The story of our planet is written not just on land, but in the vast, mysterious waters that cover most of its surface. These incredible creatures are a reminder of how dynamic and powerful life on Earth can be. So the next time you look out at the ocean, remember the ghosts of these ancient giants. They may be gone, but their legacy lives on, fossilized in stone, waiting to tell their incredible stories. It makes you wonder what other secrets are still hidden beneath the waves. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the prehistoric seas. If you enjoyed this dive into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures. See you next time.